Hi, how's everybody doing today? This is Sean, and I'm here with another response video to what's going on with this poor lady, Nassa. She's a Muslim lady. She's on TikTok, and she exposed this guy Jeffrey Marsh, or I think he's a trans person. So he's a lady now, or he's still a man and a lady. Not sure how that works out. But the fact of the matter is this, folks. I want you to understand this quite. I'm going to tell you exactly what's going on. This is just one lady, and she's being bombarded by these Luciferian Freemasons or whatever they are, but they're definitely Luciferian devil worshippers, and they're involved in that type of shit. That's why these people are being pushed up through the mainstream media, social media, and all that type of stuff. They're getting the most views because they're pushing out the most vile and heinous shit on the general population. Okay, and if you don't have to believe in God, and you don't have to believe in any of this, anything that goes on. But I just have a few questions to ask the folks that don't believe in God, and you don't think the Bible is real or relevant. If the Bible is not real and relevant, then why are these types of people, these groomers, and all these Luciferians do the opposite of what the Bible tells them to do, like how to live a proper life without hurting anybody and have things fair and like proper without having one person better than the other, nor having a complete race of people better than another race of people. We're all human beings, okay? We have to get along, but we also have to stand up as a community against a few. We outnumber these folks probably 9.5 or 8.5 billion to 100 million of these people, maybe in the world. Okay, we don't need to put up with this any longer. We're gonna go through a few videos, and we're gonna have some talking about this. We got to get to the bottom of this and sort this shit out, because I'm gonna tell you this now. There is no fence on this. Okay, you cannot negotiate with evil, you cannot petition evil, and you cannot reason with evil. You're either going to fight against evil, or you're going to join it, or you're going to die. Okay, because this is what it is. It's a spiritual war. You have to have this is how this works out. You have to have a sound mind, a strong body, and have a spirit that has a warrior spirit. Okay, you develop this as in life. You just get stronger, and you learn, and you go by the morality of what is good and what is just. I don't agree with the police how they run shit, but that's a whole different scenario. Okay, we're not going to get into these nitpicking, because this is what it is. These Luciferians attack you at every level, and they're going after your children, and that's how they work it. They destroy societies that way. They go after little kids, and by the time they're in their 20s and stuff, their minds perverted with the worst fucking evil kind of shit, and they don't know the difference between good and bad anymore. And that's what it says in the Bible. They will take good and turn it into bad, and bad into good. You're seeing it right in front of your eyes. There's nothing normal about this. Okay, you can do whatever you want in your private life, besides kill people and shit like that. But no one cares what you're doing with your sex life. I don't care, and the other billions of people on the planet don't care. What we do care about is you're indoctrinating little children, and you're going after kids. That's what's up. Even gay people and lesbians and all these people are against this shit. And these people have fought for their rights because they were, they were ostracized from society, because we live in a Christian nation. Our country was founded on Christianity, and if you don't like it, that's fine. Get the fuck out. But ever since we've gone away from the simple things like treating your neighbor with respect, honoring your mother and your father, thou shalt not murder, and that's and steal. These simple principles that we can all agree with, simple norms of society. But you don't get no special privilege because you're going to go, after, because you're going to say that you're a man, and then you don't feel that you're a man no more, but you're really a woman. You're going to turn yourself into a woman, and you want everybody to go along with that. But then you're trying to tell other children if they feel similar to what you feel, then they must have to have surgery too. Dude, you're your own person. Every person has their own soul. Every person goes through their own tribulations. And we have to stand up against this bullshit. We're going to go through a few videos. I'm just telling you how I feel. And I'm not hiding anything from these folks. I'm not afraid of none of them. I'm not no keyboard warrior or anything like that. But I'm a grown ass man, and I will not back down from fucking none of this bullshit. I've gone through worse shit in my life than to deal with some fucking idiot that don't know if he's a man or a woman, and trying to get with trying to get children to go on his private Patreon to talk about sex. And that's what it says in his Patreon on the page, which we're going to get to. And the fact of the matter is this, folks. If you don't stand for something, you're going to fall for anything. And that's what the fuck is going on with these young kids. They fall for everything. They have no discretion, dude. They don't have no discernment. They don't know how to see right from wrong. And that's your parents' fault. These are generations where little kids were just put in front of fucking TVs and social media, and while their mom and dad went out and worked and left their kids and McDonald's them, come home for lunch, and they'll give their kids McDonald's to go back out to work. Nobody's supervising these children. No one making sure that they're not seeing inappropriate shit. No schoolwork being done and shit like that. Believe me, I've seen it with my friends' parents, with their kids. I don't run shit like that. I'm organized. And especially 15-year-old kids and stuff, you're almost finished school, man. You find something that you enjoy doing in life and see if you can get paid to do it. That's how that works out. Your money is the root of all evil because it's being used for evil. It's if you use money for good things to help people, and especially just nothing, it doesn't cost me a cent to help this lady and stand up for what's right. Okay, it doesn't cost me a fucking penny. I am not monetized. I don't want to be monetized on this channel. I don't make no money. I share videos from other people. God bless them. Let them make as much as they want. But let's get into this. I'm sorry. I want to get the base of everything, and I don't do live streams, so I can't fucking talk to you guys, like we should be doing right now, communicating back and forth and looking at this video. So I'm doing my best to share my knowledge and what I am able to bring to the table, along with everybody else, the 1,000 people that are subscribed to me or more, and we all put our minds together, and we all could come after this and stop this kind of fucking lunacy, man. We got other problems to deal with besides some motherfucker trying to do some bad business and not acting like he's not trying to do bad business. We know what the fuck you're doing, bro. I'm 51 years old. I've seen motherfuckers like this my whole life, in and out of, on TV and in society. Growing up, people didn't put up with this shit. 30 years ago, this would not be going on. It's fucking Obama that started this shit. He is the fucking guy that started all of this racial shit and all of this trans shit and LGBTQ and all that other stuff. He started all that because, in my opinion, he is already married to a man. In my opinion, there's evidence beyond doubt that could be the case. And Joan Rivers got killed for saying that. Joan Rivers said that they're the first transgender people in the White House. And then a week later, she died of throat cancer, allegedly, after surgery. Allegedly. So let's see what's going on with this poor lady. This breaks my fucking heart to see this. But we're going to go through this, and I'm going to fucking troll this guy so bad and expose this dickhead for doing this to this woman. And he's going to wish he never fucked with this lady.
Stop telling trans people that we're inspirational.
Stop telling kids to go on your Patreon and chat to you privately without their parents knowing.
Now, the fact of the matter is, you see how she's funny, but I wanted to stop it here so you can see the lady's name and give her support on TikTok and wherever else. I'm on Twitter, and I have a TikTok. I haven't set my account up yet. And I have, what's the other one? Rumble. I'm doing that too. I'm going to set that up too. So, because YouTube is trash. You are not going to be able to say anything on YouTube or anything. And what's going to happen is YouTube is going to end up like MySpace. It's coming. They're losing mad money in the stock market. I'm on the stock market. I got Google and I got Alphabet in my stock portfolio, and it's dropping like a fucking brick because TikTok is getting all the revenue. They're getting all the ads because their videos are short, and YouTube is just too much. They become an editor, and in my opinion, if something happens on here because they're trying to edit people's comments and speech and stuff like that, if something happens on YouTube by somebody going to someone's house or doing something like that, the people should sue YouTube because they're not a distributor anymore. They're actually a fucking editor, and if they're gonna edit stuff, then they should be aware of what's going on. So we're gonna get back to this, but this is her name. She seems like a nice lady, and I've been following her for a little while because I like comedy and I like to laugh. And you know me, I'll take a joke.
Talk to each other in a way that's more open and stuff that we wouldn't share like in the comments of a video like this. Hi kids! Hey kids! I want to talk to the kid. I made a Patreon so that we could talk about it.
And this is Jeffrey Marsh's Patreon. You talk.
Now look, it says more on sex, Patreon exclusive. You're talking to kids about that. Now, my question is this, folks. Let me ask a question and be honest with this answer. If Jeffrey was a straight white male in his 40s and he was telling little children to go to the private exclusive rainbow community thingy over there and do sex and talking times, nobody would be upset about that? Or is that cool? You understand what these folks are doing? They're using this shit to get to your children. Some of them may be like that, and they may be transvestite or whatever. I don't know what the hell to even call it. I'm not, because I'm old school. And I don't care. I got friends of mine 30 years. Some of them are gay, some are lesbian, whatever. It doesn't bother me. They don't sit there and fuck with... I actually trust them with my family members than any of these fucking lunatics that are walking around now and threatening people. I had some guy say that he was going to fucking bury me alive. You know what I mean? Now that's crazy talk, because the only person that's going to get buried alive is me burying my fucking fist in that dude's face when he tries to pull some fucking crazy shit like that. And maybe we'll knock some sense into these people. There is no getting along with this. You have to, at this point, the United States needs to break up and stop this. We can't be part, the federal government it's done. They're the reason why all this is going on. They're the reason why the fucking money's crashing. They're the reason why the housing's crashing. Everything that to be blamed on the Rothschilds. They've done all this. They started the KKK. They started all this shit. All this fake shit about slavery and all that stuff. I mean, there was slavery, no doubt about it. But you can't blame white people, and you can't blame black people and everybody else when you got the people that are really the people behind it that had all the money. And the same people who did that shit with slavery are doing this shit now with your fucking children, because they're going to go after them. They want to condition people to be soft and weak. And that way you can't have no resistance, because there's too many of us. Too many of us. Too many people that believe in God and Allah and Jesus and everybody. When you have that type of faith and hope and foundation, communities come together and things get sorted out. But this is what this fucking guy's talking about, and everybody's cool with that? Alrighty then.
Talk about this topic with kids. Now here are just some of the signs of grooming. Literally.
Look, it says it here. Gaining access and isolating the victim. Fucking psychology 101. Abuser will attempt to physically or emotionally separate a victim from those protecting them, and often seek out positions in which they have contact with minors. Now, what is this guy doing? And now, after this, we're going to take a time out. We'll be right back. The reason I'm showing all this is I'm going to show you another video, and I'm going to show you a few videos, but I'm going to show you another video of lunatics that are going after this lady. These are the type of people that are going after this poor lady. They think that Jeffrey's holy Mary, Mother God, that he is a perfect role model for little children's, okay? And I'll tell you about that later. Hang on. Okay, we're back, folks. And we're over here on Odin Men. He does videos about this. He's been doing this for a while. There's a Jewish lady, I forget her name. She was on this shit about a year ago with this guy. I think this fellow's been around for over like about 5 years now, and it's now, like I say, the Luciferian. They're they're Luciferians, and people get confused because they break them up into these little groups of foundations that they give money to go after certain issues that they want to control in society. You have the Freemasons, then you have the Jesuits and all this stuff, and then they're bringing out propaganda about Jesus. And if you look into Gnostics and stuff like that, they explain what God is really about, and how Jesus was the Son of God, and how this is not how we're supposed to live. Okay, we're spiritual beings, and we're not designed to be having these type of inflicts on our spirit by fighting against these devils. So let's hear what this guy. I showed you earlier with this. Sorry, this pisses me off so bad because there's so much I want to say that I can't really say the way I want to say it because they'll take my channel down, which it doesn't matter because I'm not monetized, nor do I care to be monetized. Never was, never did care. This channel was for truth and exposing grifters and shit, and I've been doing it for a long time. I've been exposing grifters for over 10 years. I had a couple of other channels taken down because I was talking about 9/11, and they, like what I said, so I had that they took that down. So the fact of the matter is this, folks. He has assembled a bunch of brain dead zombies that have been propagandized by his technique of doing this. He has a technique, and when he goes on the private Patreon, he uses his psychological knowledge that he's learned to manipulate people, and he gets these people to do what he wants to do. And it's very easy to do this. I would never use whatever I learned in psychology to manipulate anybody, but it can be done. I know how to do it. You say a few different words, and they're triggered, subconscious trigger words, and then those people will be attentive to what you're saying. So let's hear what this, and keep an eye on the environment, what you're dealing with these people. Like when you're looking at these videos, look at the background, look at what's going on. Where the hell, analyze everything and look at his pupils, okay?
Thank you. Thank you for being a trans ally.
I'm going to say this because
a trans ally. Look at my man here. He's like, what the fuck is a trans ally? See, this is my deal. This is what's up, folks. When I was about 22 years old, I was at this club called Razzles, right? And me and about 8 of my friends, we're all dudes, we're walking over there. We were single. There's a lot of girls there. It's happy hour, drinking and stuff, dancing. Huge club, whole 600-700 people in there, easily, in Daytona Beach. And we see this dude, we kind of knew him, and he was beating the shit out of this lady. He had a car door slamming. I'm like, what the fuck? We ran over. What the fuck are you doing, man? He's like, this motherfucker's a dude. I'm like, get the fuck out. And anyway, even if he was a dude, if we still stopped him from fucking doing that. So apparently, this dude that was dressed like a lady was going into clubs and having oral sex with men, and then didn't know that that it was a man. And he found out, and then there was troubles. Well, we stood up for this person, I got them help and shit like that. And I'm like, look, you can't do stuff like that. If you're doing what you're doing, just tell them who you are. You know what I mean? Most of these people don't care, and then, and it was bad, man. And, that's what, people stood up against, them getting beat up and stuff like that. But that's fucking foul. That's the kind of shit they were doing in the 80s and 90s, man. And it's not fucking cool. So let's listen to this douchebag. She's going to tell you, I'm going to say this because apparently it needs to be said, that I got fucking eyes so small that I can't even walk out of the house and see what the fuck I'm seeing.
apparently it needs to be said, which is ridiculous. Jeffrey Marsh is the role model that every kid needs.
Oh my God. Dude, calling Jeffrey what's his name? Jeffrey Marshall? Yeah, Jeffrey Marsh. Calling Jeffrey Marsh a fucking role model is like calling Jeffrey Dahmer a great chef. Okay? What the fuck is wrong? You can't raise it. You cannot. This is what I'm saying, folks. You can't reason with these folks. You can't negotiate with them. You can't petition them. They won't listen to you. And if you have a difference of opinion about anything, if you say, wow, I was outside today and the sky was blue, and man, you'll be like, no, it was actually red. And, what are you, trans fucking phobic against fucking clouds? You know what I
I can
mean?
hear. But Jeffrey Marsh, the guy we're all familiar with, the they, them, we're all familiar with.
Fuck
is
that,
the role
him.
model every kid needs. Okay, let's see if we can wrap our minds around this one.
They have spent their life dedicating themselves to having really intense, beautiful stories and information that they share with kids and their
Holy shit, bro. We're not talking about goddamn fucking scientists that are trying to discover the fucking cure for fucking cancer. We're talking about failed people in their life, and they are either, some of them come from a lot of fucking money. I have a friend of mine that's gay, and he had about fucking 15 million bucks in his savings account, dude, alone, and lived in one of the most expensive houses in Ponce Inlet. Millions of dollars worth of property. Okay, and he was married to another dude, and that guy had a career and was really good, but the other guy was just living off his family's money and didn't even have no fucking thing in life. He knew what the hell he was gonna do. Right? He was spontaneous, and he was fucked up. The guy was married, then ended up finding out he was gay, then ended up divorcing his wife, and then and got with this other fella. And that kind of shit went on in Florida down here. We see these people, man. You don't know who you're talking to. Some of them are fucking filthy fucking rich. And the one dude, Dylan, is making like fucking $5 to $7 million a fucking year. And he's, going through the surgeries and all that. And he started off in a trailer park. You don't think these people were handpicked and to do this? This is all intentional to tear down the fabric of society. Because, look, it's working. Unless she's a paid shill too, you don't see the background in there. But the fact of the matter, it's working because these people are defending this man. Hey, honey, my wife just walked in.
So, with Walmart, I have 6%.
Hang on a second, fellas. Okay, we're back, folks. I just wanted to we're going to go through this with this insanity, like I was saying before. It's a lot easier to trick people than to convince them that they were tricked. And this is a prime example. Let's listen to this stuff here.
They have spent their life dedicating themselves to having really intense, beautiful stories and information that they share with kids and their parents so kids can grow up loving.
The problem is, and what sparked this whole thing, remember the Muslim mom who got attacked, was she said, it's kind of weird, odd, I'm on thin ice with you two, very different, that Jeffrey says, hey, you can come to my private kids Patreon group, and we can have comments you can't do on TikTok. That was it. Let's get back to the original point here. But Jeffrey's now the biggest role model that every kid should follow. Okay.
Themselves. And all of this controversy is just transphobia being exposed yet again.
Now, transphobia to these folks is anybody that disagrees with them. Okay? That's what that means. That doesn't mean that you don't like transphobia people or trans people. That means if you have any kind of disagreement with them about anything, a recipe, a cooking recipe, or football, or anything in life, they're going to do that. Now, it's time to draw a line in the sand, folks. It's enough is enough. The adults need to take over the situation. We need to literally segregate ourselves at this point. This is no fixing this stuff. You cannot mend this. These people are out of control, and the ones that are following this stuff are brainwashed, and they're just going out committing crimes and all kinds of atrocities against people because they have a difference of opinion, and it's gotten fucking ridiculous. Like I was saying, if you disagree with these folks, it's just there is no in between with it. So like I say, it's time to put the stick in the sand and draw the line, because there's no fixing this, folks. Like Scott Adams was saying, about this other bullshit, which he's over the top with that. But there are the violent that's being produced, being illustrated against religious people and people that are just trying to protect children is something I've never seen in my life. And as I said, they do the opposite of what the Bible tells you to. That's what we're up against. So let's hear some more. We're gonna go to a different video and I'll show you some more of this bullshit. Okay, we're back, and I just want you to hear another person's perspective on this and hear what she has to say. And we're gonna keep going through this because this is just one person we know about. Okay, imagine all the other people we don't know about. This is one person we know about.
My daughter's detail.
So this is progression. This is tolerance. Do you understand that this woman would have never made a video about Jeffrey Marsh had he not come on TikTok and started targeting kids? Why don't you ask yourself, where did all those videos go, Jeffrey? Did Jeffrey once come online and say, oh my gosh, I cannot believe that I said that. I said, hey kids, and directed his videos towards children. So no apology, no, oh, I'll never do that again. No setting your Patreon to adults only? No? Oh, that's because he intended on doing this. And for anybody to not only vandalize her car, but to email and threaten her and her children. Is this what we do? Is this the tolerance that you preach? Because according to your standards, man, are you guys really bad. Not only are you phobic because she's Muslim, so that's racism, but you are sexist as well because she's a woman and a mother, and you are terrorist, absolute terrorist for doing that to this lady. Do you understand that that is a crime, right? That is a crime, just like enticing children. In TikTok's rules, they say you don't harass and bully. You certainly don't threaten somebody. And would Jeffrey Marsh protect you? Would he stand by you? Nah, not at all. So you are literally threatening a woman and her children for somebody, for a stranger, because you think he's an advocate. He was fine when he put his videos towards adults. Children are off limits, you guys. Do you not understand? Do you not understand that children are our future, and in a digital...
Yes, they do understand, ma'am, that the children are the future. That's exactly what that's why they're going after them. They're going to corrupt and mold your children into sick-minded individuals. We're looking at the times of in the Romans, like Caligula and Agagoras, or however the fuck you say his name. These folks started, dressing like men and women and having sex with fucking animals and all kinds of shit. And what happened to them, what always happens to these type of people, they get this kind of power. And Jeffrey's got power, and he's wielding this power against an innocent person. Okay, she just went out and exposed this guy for doing what everybody is saying. Okay, and if he wasn't guilty of anything, he wouldn't have took his fucking videos down. Hi, children. Hey, kids. Hey, kids. Hey, kids. What the fuck? You think he's talking to baby goats? He's talking to your children. And as I said, your parents are the blame for this. You're fucking bad parents to let your children to do that. Somebody, and this is why they end up getting taken away from you, because the government comes along and says, well, if you can't raise them, we'll take them and sell them to some rich motherfucker. And they sell your children. You know that, right? So, oh my Lord. This woman's 100% right. We're going to go to another one.
Thank you. Thank you for being a trans ally.
I'm going to...
Okay, we're back, folks. And you got this grifter. And if he's telling you that some bad business is being done, then you know damn well some bad business is being done. Because he is as straight as arrow as you can get on YouTube. He doesn't want to do anything to upset the apple cart. All he wants to do is sell his fucking coffee and sell bullshit to you. But I tell you this, even though I have a difference of opinion on how he does stuff, I do value his intelligence and his way he articulates problems and problem solving. Other than that, um, there's stuff about this guy I just don't trust, but that's my personal opinion. I will never let my personal opinion keep me from learning something from anybody. And this dude is going to break it down too.
What's on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Quartering, and many of you have reached out on Twitter to bring a particular story to my attention where a comedian with nearly 7 million plus followers on TikTok has essentially had her life turned upside down. People are damaging her car, sending her emails with
Her life turned upside down. Dude, they're literally trying to, they're threatening the lady's life. They're sending pictures of her children and she has pictures of her without her shihad on. And, this is beyond just a little bit here. And as I said, the reason why I keep going back to this and this particular lady is she has 7 million people that are on her TikToking and all that stuff, So she's got a huge following. What about people that just live in life on the street? Normal people, they have a job and they have an encounter at work with one of these folks, and these people make up a story about them and they end up getting fired or something like that over this, and they have no defense against it because we're living in a fucking bizarro world. Everything's backwards. What's good is bad and what's bad is good. And no one's standing up against anything. It's little channels like me and other channels like myself. There are little channels. They're ones that they're sounding the horn the most. And it's so bad in such a bad situation. And it's gotten to the point where this fucking guy's involved in it. Okay, because he's on Twitter and every social media to sell his fucking coffee and all that other shit he does. Because he was selling that estate, that fucking hokey pokey estate shit that was a grift. You can buy fucking land in Scotland and all that and become a lord and lady. That fucking grift, he was in on that. But I don't think he knew that it was, bullshit. So he did, cancel everything and made things straight with that. But there's a lot of people on here just to make money, and he's one of them. But the fact of the matter is this man's 100% right. Like, this has gotten the fuck out of control here.
Pictures of her kids, telling send her emails about the time she leaves her house, the time that she, their kids would be alone.
Now this is another thing, fellas and ladies out there. Check this out. She is Muslim, okay, and I don't know if you folks know this, but the Nation of Islam, Louis Farrakhan and that group of Muslims, there's a billion people that are in that religion, and the way they work it. And when I was growing up too, in some communities, there's Muslim communities, and the way they work it, and they're white Muslims and black Muslims and Indian Muslims, all kinds of colors, just like it's a religion. Okay, so everybody stereotypes them and thinks that it's like just Middle East people or black people that are Muslims. No, and that's what actually got Malcolm X killed, because he was teaching white people the Muslim religion. So the fact of the matter is this, folks. This woman needs to get a hold of her brotherhood, and contact Louis Farrakhan and get as much attention to this, because this is one thing that this guy talks about. He talks very high, very biblically against this type of behavior, and there's nobody gonna tell that guy what he's gonna say and what he's not gonna say. He'll say whatever he wants to, and unfortunately, he says a lot of stuff about the Rothschilds and things like that, and he's 100% right about them. They have caused almost every war that we know about in modern times, every kind of catastrophe they're behind. I mean, you can just do research on this, and it's so much evidence out there of all the evil and atrocities that this one family is involved in. It's mind-boggling. It's incomprehensible, the damage that this family has done over the centuries, and they continuously do it. And even the Bible talks about particular families that are evil, and they make a pact with the devil. The devil is real, and so is God, and they both are, One wants to love you and protect you, and the other one wants to destroy you and burn you in hell for eternity. And your soul will be fucked up. And that's what it's all about. It's not this world, it's the next world we're going to. We're spiritual beings. And these people are attacking us at our spirituality to break your morality. And then as you get weaker and weaker, you end up joining their fucking sickness.
And it's absolutely appalling. This story, which is just kind of hitting YouTube now, gender critical and conservative social media users have
they're
rallied
actually
behind
against this
TikToker,
asshole, with little children. The majority of them.
Shamirun Nassa, for videos criticizing non-binary TikToker Jeffrey Marsh. Now, Jeffrey Marsh is a guy that you've seen many videos of before, where, at least in my opinion, he is targeting young ones with his gender ideology, and he is, in my opinion, not a good influence.
You know, folks, at Daytona Hyundai,
for content creators. So what Nassa did was say, hey, bro, it looks like you're perhaps a bit of a groomer. Why are you having kids message you? And all this is culminating in basically a heartbreaking video. But let's see here. It comes amid a clash between conservatives and defenders of LGBTQ rights in the United States, around 26 states. So
how much more are you going to take of this, folks? How much more of your liberties are you going to let be taken away by a small majority of people? These folks are working against you. They don't want equal rights or none of that. They want to tear down the fabric of society. That's what they want to do. And they don't want you to have freedoms. They think by doing this to help the elites, when this is all said and done, that they're going to have their little place in the sun. And it's not that way. And as I said, this video is more like a live stream without people talking to me, but I have to get as many people that so you understand, it's not just me or one or two YouTubers. There are fucking hundreds of people coming out now because he stepped over the line going after this woman's family and going after her and that type of stuff. So let's see another one.
Were you the little helper in your family? The little fixer? Was it your job to morph into whatever a parent needed to help ease, soothe, fix the situation? I just want to point out you might still be doing that stuff. Other people don't need fixing. You don't need fixing. Nobody needs solving. You can have rest and peace.
Okay, we're back with more, and this is funny.
If you need a family, you can come hang out with me.
I'd rather be an orphan.
And what scares me the most is they have got my daughter's details on the email, like what time I leave to drop them to school. Please don't come at me, don't come to my house, don't do anything with me, because I'm just one person.
She went to the level of deleting those videos because her car was attacked, she was being blackmailed, she received an email of somebody actually tracking her taking her kids to school, what time, where she drops them off, because she's got 2 kids and they go to 2 different schools. So they're trying to threaten and blackmail her. I dare you cowards to come and try that with me. Okay, now, let's unravel all of this. Let's take a step at a time now. As parents, I'm a parent, I have 2 daughters. I'm sure if you guys are watching, you might have kids, or you might not have kids, but imagining your kids, what they would be going through in this very instance. Now, where do we entrust our kids? There's certain places. Family members, schools. In schools, you have teachers. You entrust these teachers and you leave your children with these teachers in the school parameters that they are safe and there's safeguarding in place and there's regulatory bodies which are keeping the kids in safe place. A teacher is not allowed to have any kind of communication by themselves outside the school premises with your child and with my child. Now just bear this in mind and just imagine that teacher or whoever, forget a teacher, some weird looking man, some boy or a man, yeah? This man
is saying the following to your kids. Let's hear it for ourselves. Then we're going to go to a very, very nice song that I'm going to dedicate to this individual. I believe music is haram, but I am going to show it to you guys because I think every child has to learn these lyrics. We'll come to that in a minute. But let's watch how Jeffrey Marsh is talking to your kids.
Hi, kids. Hey, kids. I want to talk to the kid.
A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. If I was scrolling through YouTube and I saw that, I would flick my phone. And I'll throw it against the wall. Hey kids, what the hell is this? A'udhu billah. But I'm sure he doesn't have anything alarming that any child or anyone for that matter, be it a Jewish, Christian, Muslim, Hindu, atheist, secular, you name it. Any of these individuals who are parents would have a problem with. I'm sure they don't. Or does he?
It's about Jeff and I having sex. And are you allowed to talk about that on Patreon?
Listen, I'm ready for the asteroid. I've had enough.
Yes, I'm ready for the asteroid too. But there is no asteroid, so we're stuck here. So the fact of the matter is this, folks, this is undeniably the most disgusting thing you can do is dox people on the internet and go after people because of their points of view. But at this point, I want to know why isn't the FBI investigating this guy, and why aren't people calling? Somebody must know where he in real life where he lives, or is his real friend. Why isn't anybody coming out and saying, hey, he really isn't this way, and he's doing this, and that. But what he did is he sigged the dogs of war on this lady, and now you're going to have fellas like this that are Muslims in that brotherhood, and they were going to go over to that woman's house and stand fast out in front of her house. And if any of you folks go over there and try to do some fucking bullshit, I pray for you, because it ain't going to turn out well for you. So we're going to be doing videos. This is a long one, like I said, but I wanted to show you that there's more than one person talking about this. There's tons and tons of videos on this guy, and the people have been sounding the horn for a long time about him, and nobody has done shit about it. Now you got innocent people that are trying to expose this guy and do the right thing, but our society has become a morally the fabric of this country. The morality in this country is very, very low. I mean, you're idolizing men that dress up like women and saying that they're women now, and giving them millions of dollars. When, to put things in perspective, folks, you have somebody out there working at, like, say, a restaurant, and they're the best cook in the world, and they get fucking paid like $15 to maybe $12 to $15 an hour, if they're lucky. Most of them probably get paid around $10 or $11 an hour when they start off. And they have to work their ass off, and they're artists, and they make the best food, and they're never going to make millions of dollars. But if that person decides to go on TikTok and change their identity and make themselves something that they weren't born, and do this in front of the world, they will have millions of people following them. They'll have millions of people donating money, and that's how sick our society has become. You are literally fucking taking people that you wouldn't even give them the time of day on the street because of how they are and how rotten of a person they are, but you're going to put them in social media, give them talk shows, to have them pollute the whole entire society with this vile fucking doctrine that they're putting out there. If you guys don't stand up to this, you are not going to have nothing left of America. There won't be nothing left of this country. And that is a big thing. Your freedom of speeches will be gone. Your money will be gone. Your house will be gone. Your shit will be gone. And these fucking people don't care because they have no goals in life. They're not trying to make the world a better place. They're trying to tear it down. And these Freemasons and Luciferian motherfuckers are paying these people to do this. That's how they got the money to do this. They don't work no jobs. They're sponsored by evil fucking people that want to destroy the fucking country and the world. And every religion. They don't want no religion. They want you to worship Lucifer. And let me tell you, I'm closing with this, my friends. This is the only way you can beat the devil, is through God and the Word of God and Jesus Christ, Yeshua Christ Jesus, and the angels in heaven that protect us. Saint Michael, Archangel, defend us in battle. Be our protection against the wickedness and snares of the devil. God, we humbly ask that you command him and all you heavenly prince, cast into hell Satan and all the other evil spirits that roam the world for the ruin of souls. I ask this through our Lord and Savior, Yeshua Christ. Defend us, Lord. Be our protection against this wickedness and this evil that's in this world to destroy our children and our family. We humbly ask that you send your angels to protect this lady and every person that is trying to help her spread out the truth. The way that we are doing this, Lord, is through discussion, but they are taking it to a level of battle. So I ask in the name of Jesus Christ, Yeshua Christ, please help us and help us against these devils and protect every person who hears this video and protect every person that's trying to live a good, humble life. Even if they don't believe in you, Lord, know that they have a good heart and they're trying their best. And please open their eyes so they know that you sent your only begotten Son here to take away our sins through through vile creatures that crucified him, Lord. And I'm sorry that I'm not a better person than I should be. I should have said something a long time ago when I first saw this 6 or 7 months ago. I wasn't sure it was this big. So I'm on board now and we're going to fight this. And I ask that everybody, Lord, protect everybody here. And I ask this through our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, Yeshua Christ in heaven, and the angels that are coming down to protect us. We need divine help. We need spirituality. You can't you can't do this physically and try to do war with these folks, because you're going to have innocent people that are caught up with this. And if you read Moses and the part where when Moses comes down after he just gave them the 10 commandments, and they end up making Aaron makes a gold calf, and then Moses gets mad, and God was going to wipe them out for disobeying him because they made an agreement with him. And then Moses asked God to change his mind, and then God did. And then later on, when Moses was down talking to the people, he ended up killing 3,000 of those people that mocked God and committed adultery. So what I'm saying is, something is so simple as making a calf upset God, because it's not the fact that they made the calf, it's the fact that they broke their word to God. And and this is the Old Testament before Christ. So God is a loving and caring God, but God is also a God of justice, and he will bring justice to this lady. And the way that he brings justice is a lot different than we do. He sees what kind of evil we're dealing with. So I say this prayer, and I say against you demons that are trying to put harm on the world and everybody here, the Lord rebuke thee.